Hello and welcome to Is It Fast Live, the weekly magazine programme where we take all the best tidbits from the world of automotive news, motorsport news, and anything that goes a little bit too quick for comfort, package it together into a nice evening format. And boy, oh boy, do we have a show for you this evening. First of all, Valentino Rossi, il dottore de Fedra Ora. The doctor will see you now. Valentino Rossi makes a racing return. Lots and lots of car reveals happening in Japan over the last week, where the Tokyo Auto Show brought us some beautiful new cars from Toyota and Subaru. The World Rally Championship is back. It starts tomorrow, and there is a brand new category of rally vehicle that we are going to show off. The TikTok segment where we chat about watches is back with a vintage brought back to life. Dakar came to its conclusion and we talk about the winners. And finally, you probably need a suit of armour if you're a F1 driver nowadays. And we're finishing on something a little bit weird and wonderful. But of course, I can't do this show on my own. Nay, I'm not allowed to do this show on my own. There's another geezer called Stu in the building. Other Stu, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you, Stu. Delighted to be back. Can I say delighted to be back? This must be about our 28th episode, and I just kind of now just turn up. Yes. There's no kind of real romance about, oh, Stuart's back this week. Isn't that love? No, he's just here. That's kind of it, I've got to be honest. But yeah, what a show we've got. What a show we've got in store for everybody. Quite a wide variety, but kind of, I want to say, let's crack on. However, may I share a story from my weekend?
Please. I think you're going to anyway, but please do.
I am, yes. I do have the mic. Well, I was in a bar and I got chatting to a rather attractive young lady.
Is this appropriate?
Well, put it this way, mate. The Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee story is going to be on Disney+, so it can't be much worse than that. Let's be fair. Pamela Anderson's going to be a Disney princess. This is something we should all really be excited about. For it. But anyway, no, nothing like that. So obviously, myself and this young lady were conversing, swapping pleasantries, and asked her what she did for a living. And she answers, oh, I'm a model on Instagram. And I just kind of replied saying, that's uncanny. I'm a professional driver on Colin McRae Rally. Apparently, that kind of killed the conversation dead right there and then. Now, is an Instagram model a thing? Can I kind of show off that I'm pretty good on kind of F1 and the PlayStation as a comparison?
Yeah. It's a verified profession. So Instagram models, Colin McRae professionals on PlayStation Uno, they're all real things. So
excellent.
Yes.
So she should have been if she's a model and I'm a professional driver, that should have been really hitting off straight away. But
yeah. I suspected.
C'est la vie, as Bewitched once said.
As that repeatedly and at all school discos before, since, during, and after. But as you accurately, don't know where to go with that. As you accurately describe, we do have an action-packed show for everybody this evening. Remember that we are live 7 p.m. GMT every single week on Wednesday evening, and then repeated through the week on Dave. Wait, no, close. But we are starting this week with some really positive news, I think. A lot of us are fans of the MotoGP, and if you're a fan of MotoGP, then you were probably a fan of the Doctor, Il Dottore, Mr. Valentino Rossi himself. He retired from MotoGP towards the end of 2021, but he's back. He's making a return. He's embarking on a new career in a car, as he is going to be racing in the Fanatec GT World Challenge. I'm not going to give it the whole sponsorship name, but in an Audi R8 WRT. So the WRT is the team, Belgian team. They are one of the, if not the most successful endurance teams in the world. So WRT, they have won. This is pretty crazy. They have won an unparalleled 28 overall teams and drivers titles since 2011, which is pretty mad. He's going to be driving with the number 46, which is his famous number.
Of course.
And he's going to start very soon. So WRT have started this year with a bang. They're 24-hour of Dubai champions. The championship took place a couple of weeks ago. And he's going to be doing the rounds in the endurance racing up to and including Spa. So he's back. Valentino Rossi is back. We always suspected it wouldn't take him long.
Yeah, I did wonder. And kind of, let's be honest, not many of us thought that we'd be getting rid of him for that long or that easily, but nor would we want to. Rossi has to be the most successful motorcycle racer of all time. 9 world kind of Grand Prix championships to his name, worth an estimated £160 million plus. But he does this for the love of all things fast. He's like us, but he's a legend, a lot cooler, and actually a household name for it.
Yeah.
Did wonder if he's going to transfer his love of racing to the 4 wheels, but this will probably be a piece of cake for him. And really, also we're thinking about this isn't a publicity stunt as well. He has been more than a mere fan of motor racing. Other forays into that, he test drove for Ferrari in 2006.
Was that the F1 car?
It was, yeah.
Wow.
And apparently he was only finishing about half a second behind Michael Schumacher's best times. As well. Also in 2006, he finished 11th out of 39 entries in the Rally of New Zealand as well. But on screen right now, that Audi is an excellent choice for him, and the iconic yellow 46.
Wow.
It just had to be handset.
Yeah.
Whatever he does, he will do well in any undertaking. And you've got to say, this is going to be fantastic for the sport. I wonder how many more people will now be watching the GT World Challenge now because Valentino's competing.
Exactly. And this is the thing, it's a very popular format. I watch it, not religiously, and we report on it, obviously. But at the same time, it draws you to the sport. It's a massive, massive signing, and like you say, he's doing it. He doesn't need the money. I'm sure WRT aren't even really paying him. So it's a massive coup. But tell us what you think. Valentino Rossi, Il Dottore, the doctor himself, is back racing. He took about 3 months out. He's no stranger.
Retirement enough.
Yeah, he's getting under his the feet of his wife.
Mrs. Rossi, look, get a hobby, you. So clearly, GT World Racing's it. And will we get to see him? Us UK fans get to see him at Brands Hatch this year?
Possibly. I'm trying to rack my brains. The GT used to come here. It hasn't recently. It might come to Silverstone.
Oh.
Tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done my research and I can't remember. That's really bad. But we'll certainly see him at Spa. And we'll see him probably at Catalunya, I think, as well. But let us know. Are you excited about Valentino Rossi joining the World GT package? A championship that was really, really good last year and will be really, really good this year. With or without Rossi, if I'm honest, but it does definitely add a little bit of pizzazz. And for those that missed that in the back, that was pizzazz. It is very, very, very exciting. And in fact, it is the time of year, of course, where all sorts of motorsport is now starting to come to the fore. So there's been a couple of reveals and some developments somewhere else.
Right here on Is It Fast? Right here on Is It Fast?
We are looking at the eve of the World Rally Championship. So as we go out right now, live, the World Rally Championship for 2022 starts tomorrow at Monte Carlo. And if rally wasn't crazy enough, there's an awful lot to talk about. So first of all, the 2022 Rally de Monte Carlo brings us a brand new class of cars. We are kicking off the hybrid era, which is very common in the world of motorsport at the moment, and the world of rally is no different. So Rally 1, the new segment replacing Group B, for those of you that are into your rally world jargon, is upon us. A 100 kilowatt electric engine has been added to Rally 1 cars, giving a total of 500 horsepower for these cars to use. And because we've got a new hybrid engine, a new hybrid era, and a new chassis, there's now a new tubular subframe, I believe. Someone's going to correct me on that. It means that the biggest names in the world of rally championships have given us some new cars, starting with this, the Puma. So this is the Ford Puma Rally 1, brought to you by, what's the name of the team? Help me out.
Red Bull.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? They are... It's been a long week.
It was M Sport, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's M Sport. I couldn't get it. Ford have gotten a lot more involved with M Sport this time round, and they've given us this, the Ford Puma. Nice, right?
Yeah, I know podcasts are the lowest form of journalism, but I'm not allowed to just say "ooh, pretty."
I hope so. Otherwise, both our careers are on the line, mate.
That's it. Yeah. If it didn't say Puma, I think I would have struggled to know this. But there are going to be free Red Bull sponsored Puma racings in the championship this year, including 9 times World Rally champion Sebastian Loeb joining the team as well to be part of the Monte Carlo Rally this weekend. And this year actually marks the 25th anniversary of Ford's partnership with M Sport. They have claimed 7 championship victories on 1,500 stage wins.
That is crazy.
That's just beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yes, Sebastian Loeb returneth. He's not doing a full season, I believe, but he is coming back in to spearhead, as you say, Monte Carlo, and I think he's going to drop in and out. He's a very busy boy. But yeah, that's very exciting. Sebastian Loeb, I think he's the single most successful World Rally driver ever. But nevertheless, Sebastian Loeb is back. But the Puma is not alone. We've also got this joining the fray. This is the Hyundai i20N Rally 1. And it is, again, the Hyundai rally team and motorsport division, if you like, have been creating some bangers. The i20 hatchback, hot hatch for the road, is selling incredibly well. You've got Thierry Neuville, the 2019 World Rally Champion, at the wheel. The new signing of Oliver Solberg, so a name that is synonymous with World Rally as well. He's coming on in. And a couple of other names. I won't bore everybody with it, but essentially there's some big names driving this Hyundai. Fan, yay or nay?
Nay, actually, the body kind of looks like a cardboard cutout kit you get from Blue Peter. Nowhere near as beautiful as the Puma for me. The i20N Rally is about 155 pounds heavier than its predecessor, but that's more down to the hybrid powertrains, which everybody is going to be having to suffer with. No doubt they will do well. Hyundai do have a fantastic record in World Rally Championships. Yes. So it'll be interesting to see what they do produce.
Yes. And then finally, we've got the manufacturers' champions. I mean, they are all pretty gnarly looking, if I'm honest. We've got the manufacturer champion from last year. Toyota are back with the GR Yaris Rally 1. Obviously, again, with the hybrid edition. Big scoops on the side. And it's going to be another very, very hotly contested championship. Because of the hybrid edition, no one really knows what's going to happen, which is interesting, obviously, because you want an open tournament, an open championship, and everybody's coming in with a hot new model, which is awesome, and it's going to be one hell of a set of viewing. The Monte Carlo Rally Championship stages kick off the 50th edition of the World Rally Championship, which is really first of all, exciting. Secondly, we've got 12 rallies this year. The UK, we're not getting one. Northern Ireland didn't get their act together. It depends who you talk about. It's a lot of backwards and forwards with that. The Northern Irish Rally Collective, I don't know, are saying that it's down to Motorsport UK. Motorsport UK is saying that the Rally Championship organisers in Northern Ireland didn't manage to get their act together and secure the funding, so they weren't going to underwrite it, basically, just in case it went belly up. But we have got an incredible championship in store. I love rally, and I'm very excited to see the Rally Championship kick off. What will be tomorrow, Thursday the 20th. Thursday the 20th.
Star drivers pioneering new hybrid cars. What's not to like?
Exactly.
Nice and straightforward. For those out there that are complaining that sport's too dull and boring to watch, the reason that these cars are safer to operate and better than its predecessors brings in that predictability about it. Cars are meant to be improved upon. So if we start going backwards and removing stables and all that kind of stuff for it, what we're really wanting to see is kind of the crashes, the bumps, more struggles, engines, gearbox failures, things like that. That's not how these things work nowadays. For someone driving the car and it failing and a company paying out for repairs and things like that, that is just going to result in overall losses for everybody. Really, I'm excited to see this. I'm a big fan of the World Rally Championships, and just can't wait to get these cars going, really.
Yeah, and rally drivers are mutants. What they manage to do do with the car is incredible. By far, just a total different breed. But tell us how you feel about it. Are you excited about the 2022 World Rally Championship starting in Monte Carlo? Which one of the brand new Rally 1 group cars are you excited about seeing? And finally, which one of the manufacturers and car models do you think are going to take home the championship? Drivers might be a little bit too hard to find. There's a couple of Brits in the mix as well from last year, so best of luck to what is predominantly Welshmen. So very much best of luck to everybody. Remember, if you are watching us or listening to us, be it live or after the fact, we would implore you, follow Is It Fast on your social media platform of choice to make sure that you catch every single one of our live transmissions. And on top of that, every single one of our highlights programs from the world of motorsport, automotive, car reviews. Make sure that you head to our website to read all the latest reviews and catch up with what is going on in the world of your favorite championship or in your favorite car, motorbike, plane, train, other weird stuff. Your passion of choice. We have got you covered. So, a little bit of news from Japan now.
You've tuned into Is It Fast with both Stewarts. Aren't you lucky? Yes, you are.
So, in the world of cars and automotive, the Japanese have got it sus. They do incredible stuff and they release brilliant cars all the time. And over the last week, we've been lucky enough to have the Tokyo Auto Salon, which is essentially auto show in Tokyo. And a couple of new vehicles have been revealed. Obviously, we spoke about the new Toyota Yaris GR Yaris. Hate in the comments for that. And the new GT product from Toyota, but Subaru and Toyota together have been very busy as well. The world of EV, now Toyota and Subaru have been working together to release cars that are very similar, and one of those is the Soltera and the BZ4X. Catchy. But this week at the Tokyo Auto Salon, Subaru showcased the new Solterra STI concept and BZ4X concept, GR Sport. It's a mouthful, but what we're looking at
this is where you give up and Scrabble.
Oh, mate, it's so hard. This is the Subaru Solterra STI. So essentially, these are EV SUVs, and they've been given the hot treatment. And we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because, frankly, I find it a bit boring and I would control the buttons. But yes, the Subaru and the Toyota. I think the Toyota looks slightly nicer, if I'm honest. Both SUVs, they look a little bit like a Lexus NX, if I'm honest with you, which makes sense considering Lexus is a Toyota sub-brand and they're working together. It kind of makes sense. Quick thoughts on these before we get to the really hot Subaru, which I'm very excited about.
Yes, I can feel you pacing, so I might try and elongate this a little bit just to build your kind of kid at Christmas excitement.
So
yeah,
hot.
lots coming out of the Tokyo Auto Show. Let's be honest, it'd probably be a podcast in itself. I must say, I do like the kind of the mixing of the brands with Toyota and Subaru. What a pairing. They are getting the band back together. Okay, Toyota probably owns about a majority stake of Subaru, but it's still a great partnership for me. The Toyota that's on screen right now, I like it. It looks like a main car from a Disney Pixar movie for it. The machine features distinctive black matte body panels, larger tires alongside a number of interior tweaks. The interior has the hot sports seats in it and a lot of additional styling as well. So it is looking really cool. 0 to 62 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds with power drawn from a 71 kilowatt battery they reckon has an official range of about 280 miles an hour. Maybe if you aren't doing 0 to 62 in 7 seconds repeatedly, but that's a decent range, to be fair.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I think it was only a matter of time before we started seeing hot versions of electric cars coming out of the non-Audi, Porsche, basically VAG group. You know, and it's good. It's good for everybody. I'm not interested. I'm sure other people are. If you are, tell us in the comments, but I'm not. What I am interested in is the fact that Subaru coming out with a new range of electric vehicles and a new range of hot electric vehicles is a precursor to Subaru re-entering the world that they should be in. So whilst they were running around the Tokyo Auto Salon car show, they also unveiled this. This is beautiful. The Subaru STI E-RA, the ERA. It's a concept. It previews an all-electric track car that will be used to develop and showcase the firm's all-wheel drive EV capabilities. It is essentially them saying that they're going to come back to motor racing because it meets the criteria for the new FIA regulation for the new EGT race series. So that is very much pointing the finger that Subaru are going into the EGT series from 2023 at some point. Subaru have said that they're going to compete in motorsport as part of a move to improve the driving characteristics of its road cars and to prepare for a future electrified society. Who cares? It looks incredible. 4 motors, 1 on each wheel, 1,073 brake horsepower. We don't know how quick it's going to be. They haven't released anything like that. But this is what the future promised me when I was 12 years old, and it's finally delivering. Electric cars that will go sonic boom boom. This is awesome, isn't it?
It really is. This is what Subaru should be making. To me, it looks like a manga spoiler version of the Toyota GT86. This is like straight out of what's that film? Akira. For it. Yeah, and it is just kind of claiming to really kind of draw on the all-wheel control legacy. For me, slightly kind of odd that they've got such a massive kind of radiator vents to intake scoop for the EV. I get that they need cooling, but that seems a wee bit overkill. This is obviously the first kind of car maker to try its hand at the EV racer concepts. We've obviously had the Porsche Mission R, which was revealed last year, and there was also the Nissan Area. What's it called? Single seater, which came out just before Christmas. But yeah, this is extremely cool. No
It
idea, as you said, with the stats for it, but they are hoping to take the era to everybody's favorite German track, the Nuremberg Ring, and they believe that they will attempt to achieve the 6-minute 40-second lap time, which is butter off a hot knife quick.
Yes, yes. Very exciting stuff. It would be lovely to see Subaru return to the top table of motorsport properly. Since the Impreza STI days and the 90s, we haven't really seen them kick off. So this is fantastic news. But tell us in the comments, what do you think of the Subaru STI era all-electric concept? Probably designed just to go super quick in 2023. You're not going to be able to buy one unless you're going to race one. And even then, it might only be a factory team. But tell us what you think. What do you think of the styling? What do you think of Subaru re-entering the market as an all-electric player? Because it is going to be wicked cool. I'm very, very excited about it. Indeed. So thank you for that, Subaru.
Hi, I'm Lewis Kent, and you're watching Is It Fast?
Lewis Kent, the two-time TCR UK champion there, reminding you all that you are watching and listening to Is It Fast? And it is time.
I was going to say, before we move on, Lewis was teasing something online earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he? He wasn't giving much away, bless him.
We know what it is.
We know what it is, yeah.
We know what it is. Yeah, we know what it is.
Let's burst his bubble. He's a really nice guy, but we could just release this information.
We could just blurt it out. We won't do that.
And then give up. Soz lose.
Soz lose. Sorry, mate. Absolutely ready not. Let's not. That would be awkward as heck. Every single week, what do? We
talk about cars and things that are quick, but we also talk about watches. That's right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Proper Stew's favourite segment. It's time for TikTok.
It is time for TikTok. Yes, every single week we scour the internet for the latest from the world of watches. And this week we have something from Zenith. No, not the window people. The people that do watches. So following the highly acclaimed and sought after reproductions of the historical Il Primero models from the 1960s and 70s, Zenith have turned around and gone, do you know what? We are going to give you the Defy Revival, a reinterpretation of the earliest Defy model. So the Defy model was originally released in 1969, and they've decided to go, hey, this is cool. People are buying vintage style watches, but more modern-y, so built yesterday. Let's get back in on that action. And that is exactly what Zenith have done. This is pricey, though.
It is. Before we go into that, I've got to say, it's very plain, but it's very classy looking for this.
Like me.
Looks a good... Yeah, that's it, exactly. It looks a good size. It's probably obviously nowhere near the kind of the size of face that you would get on your Omegas, your tags, things like that for you. But it's a nice kind of clean design for it. Not sure if I'm a massive fan of the metal strap bracelet with the spacing. It almost has this missing link effect, which looks a bit like you're planning death by arm hair extraction. For me, on the face of it, see what I did there. The silver and white blocks for the hour markings are very stylish, and the unusual positioning of the dates between the 4 and the 5 strangely works well for it. As you said, it is identical to the 1969 version. It's more than inspired by, but a bit of nostalgia can't be a terrible thing. Limited to 250 watches, though. And you're going to have to hit us with the price here, Stu.
Is it $7,500?
It is $7,000. There is no error in our reporting. The price does have one too many zeros on it. Yeah, it is very nice, very classy. But gosh, if I had $7,000, to spend on a watch. No offense, Zenith. I think I'd be moving on.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's a lovely watch. As soon as we started the research for this week's show, I instantly went onto eBay and went, "Oh, I'll just buy myself a cheap one from 1969." No, you will be hard pushed to get anything for less than 1,500 quid. And if you are going to buy a watch on eBay, make sure it's from a reputable dealer. But the reality is, they've reincarnated an old style vintage watch from their back catalogue, which is fine. Lots of people are doing them. No problem whatsoever. Yes, limited run, which probably dictates the price. I can't justify it, but what I will say is, well done, lovely watch. Wouldn't spend my money on it, but just because I wouldn't spend my money on it doesn't mean you shouldn't spend your money on it. But yes, there are other watches that I would rather buy for $7,000. Sorry, Zenith. Nothing personal. It's a lovely watch. 250 people will definitely buy one. It's just not for me either. I would buy the vintage one, though. How weird's that? But
yeah, I'm sure you could buy the vintage one, get it reconditioned, and probably change it of $2,000.
Yeah.
Doesn't eBay do something nowadays? If you're buying a watch over $2,000, it has to go via eBay, so they then kind of authenticate it and then send it on to you.
I don't know. I know there's a new.
They were doing something like that. If that's utter nonsense, please do tell us in the comments. Maybe I read that, and I'm now just saying, look, this is eBay's policy. Yeah,
I do have an acquaintance that is involved in that side of things with eBay, actually, so maybe I'll ask. But yes, very cool. So the Zenith Defy Vintage Revival. What do you think? $7,000, only $250. Rush or you'll miss it. Not for us, but maybe it's for you. Be very interested to know. It's a shame, isn't it? Because I really want it, but I can't. I just can't.
I do want it. If you're out and see somebody wearing it, you're definitely going to admire them. Admire them? Yes, admire them and their watch. Why not? But it's going to niggle at the back of my head to say, they spent how much?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, next round's on you, mate.
Yeah. It's not great, is it? I think it's just hard because lots of manufacturers are now charging like real serious money for stuff, and it's just kind of, I don't know. I mean, Zenith, they can, and they make lovely watches. It's just $7,000. Like, it's just so hard.
That's an intake of breath when you hear that one.
Yeah, do you know what? I was really surprised when I heard that. I didn't think it was going to be a limited run, number one, and I also didn't think it was going to be that expensive, and that kind of says it all to me. But tell us what you think. You're the important people out there. Back to cars. Right. Those of you who are long-term viewers, listeners, and readers of Is It Fast will know that I am a massive Dakar fanboy. I love Dakar hugely. And it finished again. So the 2022 edition of the Dakar came to its conclusion last week. The 12th and final stage that finished in Jeddah meant that we were going to have champions crowned, and quite a lot happened. So Nasser Al-Attiyah, he won his fourth Dakar. Absolutely massive for him. He's been runner-up for the last couple of years. He won it in 2011, 2015, 2019, and now in 2022. So Toyota Hilux taking the Toyota team to a victory, and on the way winning himself $45,000 and the team $45,000 in prize money from Dakar, and then another $450,000 from sponsors. So fair play, well worth doing. But absolutely one of the gentlemen of the sport. Really happy to see him win his fourth Dakar there, Nasser. What an absolute legend, and one heck of a quick driver. So fair play to him. But the Dakar is split into categories, which means it's not just the cars that go out and not people just like Nasser that win it. Sebastian Loeb, incidentally, coming second. We've also got bikes, quads, trucks, and small vehicles, small light vehicles that take part as well. So the bikes were won by Sam Sunderland. It was a hard-fought thing, actually. The leader of the bike category swapped all the way through all the stages, but it was Sam Sunderland that won to take home his second crown, which is incredible. It was not odds on at all. It was changing backwards and forwards, but you can see their competitors forging a real community spirit. They're hugging each other even at the end, and that's beautiful to see. Motorsport where it brings communities and competitors together are brilliant. So fair play to Sam Sunderland, riding for Gas Factory there, the Gas Factory racing team, and bringing home his second crown. Fair, ruddy play. In the quads, we had Alexandre Giroux, who won the quads. He was the first Frenchman ever to win in the quad category, and he won the Dakar for the quads 25 years after his late father became the first rider to finish the Dakar on a quad and the first Frenchman to ride a quad in the Dakar. So hugely emotional moment there for Alexandre Giroux. He took out a 6-year loan to compete in his first Dakar in 2018,
Wow.
which is absolutely mad. The trucks, the ever
I love the
conquering.
truck.
Oh, mate, that's so good. Kamaz, ever conquering, absolutely incredible brand of machine there. Dmitry Sotnikov and his team winning for the second time. And just, I think the trucks are the coolest, man. Like, they're so awesome. But the Russian team's basically cleaning up. And just a shout out to Seth Quintero in the light buggy segment. I know it's not the real word for it. I just can't remember what it's called. He broke a 28-year record by winning 12 stages at a single Dakar, which was just unbelievable. Total. Like, he's a legend. He's 19 years old.
Did he get time off his paper round? What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he got time off his milk round. But Seth Quintero, massive well done. I was following your story like massively from here, and really, if you're watching, come on the show, mate. Be amazing. So the Dakar concluded for another year. What do we think? Best I've seen in years.
Yeah, blinking, you miss the Dakar. It's a shame. It passes like the sands of time. Brilliant individual stories, as there always is with it having so many categories. And again, it always amazes me how many of the competitors are amateurs as well. It really is open to all. Fantastic community at it. Got to say, big shout out, good coverage on Eurosport this year. Event which by its own nature isn't really easy to cover, and probably not on a massive budget either. Be great to kind of get more drones involved, loads of them targeting kind of key competitors to help cover it a little bit. But even looking at the video clips here now, the scenery is spectacular. The images and videos that Dakar put on their social media have been absolutely stunning. Many out there have fallen out of love with traditional motor racing, like, for example, F1. And it's because it's really become an engineering championship. You certainly do not have that issue with the car. And the variety available is truly something to behold. As you said, I love watching the trucks. That is just absolutely fantastic. And maybe just the small kid in me is so easily kind of amused. Weirdly, Dakar always kind of passes me by a bit, but it's an insane event. I sometimes do struggle to get excited about it until I make time for it, and then I'm fully engrossed. Yeah. So I need to learn this lesson every year. Yeah. But hopefully everybody gets the sand out of their engines in time to compete in 2023.
Yeah, it really is just for me, and it was the first championship I ever watched as a youngster. And I just fell in love with it. I love the story, the history, the romance. The whole thing gets me going. And there's lots and lots of rallies like this that you can get involved with across the year. The Baja 1000, the Baja 500, the Baja Aragon in Spain. So many of these types of events throughout the year. If you've caught the bug for hardcore cross-country rally racing, it's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Dakar, for giving me what I love. Tell us in the comments, though, how have you found the Dakar this year? Are you into the Dakar? What has been your favourite moments from the season? Dakar 2023 proving to be one of the biggest on record. Apparently, we've got a lot of re-entrants and factory teams, and just a little mention to Audi as well for what they did this year. Absolutely incredible. My favourite by a country mile, I think it's fair to say. I will say it now. If we get a chance to enter a team into the Dakar and you want to help us, I will do it. I will drive the Dakar, I'll tell you now.
And I will miss you.
Fair one. We'll let you know how we get on. I'll write you a postcard from Jeddah, mate. It'll be fine.
I'm sure we've passed that rock before. Keep going.
Well, that's the thing. Lots of people get really, really lost, and that's the.
Of course they do.
That's the beauty. But we finished this week, as we always finish, on something a little bit weird and wonderful. The F1 racing season is always a battle, and given the fact that you have to battle, what best to protect yourself from your enemies than a suit of armor? This is thank you, Reddit. What a world. This is from concept artist Quackjack. Follow him on Instagram, or her. Follow them on Instagram at Quackjack, and on Reddit. They've taken Red Bull and Mercedes and contemporarized it into suits of armor. What?
Yeah, I don't think it needs any more explanation than that. Obviously, this is very much one for the visual listeners coming in, which is fantastic. Now, this is what the off-season does to loyal F1 fans. They look absolutely amazing. Sadly, I believe these are just renderings, but we have to try and get somebody involved to get these 3D printed. Surely to goodness, that'd be awesome. But what an awesome way this would be to settle disputes over kind of championship seasons. Like last year, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, well, one of them finished very happy. You two lads, get on the back of horses, joust for our entertainment, best out of 5. On you go. And of course, Lewis Hamilton now is a knight. So arise, Sir Lewis of House of Hamilton. I don't think he's ever been to Hamilton. He might be a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
But we definitely have to get F1 action figures, and this is what they're going to look like. These would maybe be the ones that they kind of bring out when the interest of the toy line is fading, but they would still be really cool. Is it expected? Absolutely not. Is it necessary? Probably not. Is it beautiful? Absolutely. Do I want one? Yes. This is just absolutely awesome work. Fantastic what the internet can produce out there, and it's something positive to remember from the internet. There's a lot of negativity out there about online communities and everything like that, but it also gives a platform to show off something like this as well. So absolutely fantastic.
Yes, well done, Quackjack. I must say the detail that Quackjack has gone to, where even the 3-pointed star of the Mercedes logo is in the helmet. Obviously, Red Bull's slightly easier. Stick some horns on it and make it look aggressive. Unbelievable. Yes, it's amazing what you can do with a little bit of a good idea and talent. But fair play. Yeah, maybe this is the way to settle the dispute next year. Max and Lewis just beating the 7 bells of tin out of each other as they batter each other in suits of armour after their respective teams. A beautiful rendering. Thank you, Quackjack. Thank you, the internet, as per usual, for giving us some really weird stuff. We're going to post that on our Instagram feed. Make sure you follow us at IsItFast on Instagram because it's nice and weird. And we'll post that out there later on this evening. But we have, as always, reached the end of our live show. Live every single week, 7 p.m. GMT on YouTube, Facebook, and then you can listen again on Spotify or your other favorite podcast provider of choice. Make sure you do follow us on your social media platform of choice to catch not just our live shows, but also our highlights programming from motorsport championships across the world, and our reviews, interviews, and general lovely weirdness from the world of automotive and everything in between. Stu?
Yeah, thanks very much for having me again, Stu. Delighted to be back on the pod. And I'll leave you this week with this thought. If you don't look back at your car after you've parked it, you probably own the wrong car.
Never a truer word said. And on that bombshell, we'll catch you next week.